Alright guys, the Vancouver Canucks win 6-3 over the Nashville Predators. And what I will say guys, is every single player on the Vancouver Canucks better write up an IOU for a drink, because Markstrom played just out of his mind, and without Markstrom's just strong play, the game would have been over for Vancouver, because the Nashville Predators had some great, relentless pressure within this game, and Markstrom just bailed them out over and over again. And this was just a great quality over quantity game for Vancouver. Now, Nashville definitely dominated the whole third period, but the Canucks definitely did have their fair, offensive zone time. And even though the Canucks got the Nashville Predators doubled shots over Vancouver, it doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. The Canucks are finally getting bounces on net, they're finally getting their shots through, and that's been one of the Canucks' biggest issues as of recently. They just haven't been getting bounces, and luck hasn't been going their way. And just to recap, the Vancouver Canucks had 5 power play goals tonight. My fantasy team is just going off the rails. Heading into this game, the Canucks were definitely in a must-win mentality after dropping 7 out of the past 8 games. Unfortunately, though, for the Vancouver Canucks is because of their very hot start, if they come into the month of November with some wins, they haven't totally dug themselves in a hole too deep to recover from. And if they do string together some wins, the Canucks can definitely get back into the mix. Heading into this game, the Canucks had a record of 10-8-4, which actually put them 4th in the Pacific and 8th in the Western Conference. The Canucks and Predators also just faced each other about a week ago. The Canucks actually ended up winning that game 5-3, and I actually attended that game in person and saw Pettersson score his 2 goals. You'll love to see it, as I was visiting Vancouver. In tonight's Canucks lineup, Louis Eriksson is out, hallelujah, Sven Baertschi's out, and McEwen and Graovac, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, are in, and Pearson plays up with Pettersson and Boeser. On the Predators side, the Preds have also been really deflated as of recently, losing 3 games in a row, and they've now lost, 8 out of their past 10 games, so kind of in a similar situation as Vancouver, just underperforming teams. Coming into this game, the Preds were 9-8-3, putting them 12th in the West and 6th in the Central Division, so just not a good look. I do feel as if the Predators still have a great core here, and they're definitely going to turn it around. Just give it some time. They still have all the pieces here. Yossi's playing out of his mind. We just got to see some more consistency from goaltending and more, just scoring depth consistency. And they will come back. I have a good feeling. The game started off with some good Canucks offensive zone pressure. The announcers kind of emphasized that Boeser was kind of hesitating the whole beginning of the first period because of a lack of confidence. However, I do feel as if that was a bit dramatic, and later in the game, we find that Boeser is full of confidence. Adam Gaudette then took a relatively weak penalty, and the Canucks are killing their first penalty within the first 3 minutes into the first period. However, Markstrom, with some fantastic saves, keeps the game 0-0. The waterline plus Quinn Hughes had some fantastic pressure, however, they were unable to register a single shot within the first 7 minutes of the period. The Canucks weren't able to register a single shot. Rinne with some great saves, and the Canucks and Preds seem to have some good back and forth hockey. Jordie Benn takes a chance on a very questionable pinch, and Ryan Johansson is left open for a breakaway and scores a fantastic beauty backhand goal, and the Preds are up 1-0. And after the Johansson goal, it definitely took a lot of energy out of the Canucks lineup, as the Canucks came up pretty strong and they definitely started to trend downwards. However, at least in the first period, the water line seemed to have it together as Brock Boeser Pettersson had some just great offensive zone looks. However, they were unable to capitalize. And it's kind of interesting because now Hughes, Boeser, and Pettersson, they've all scored just career-high totals against the Predators. I wonder why, because the Predators are known to have one of the better defensive cores alongside of good goaltending. But the Canucks, Boeser and Pettersson have just had highlight reel goals against Rinne, and again, we see it tonight. Virtanen gets absolutely decked by Fabro, the game gets very chippy, and the Canucks go on their first power play. And the power play is definitely going to be the whole theme of this whole game. Pettersson rips a bomb right off the faceoff. You love to see it, even though he missed the net. But you love to see Pettersson, winding up for those 1-2s, as they're more rare this season compared to last year. And then finally, Pettersson left open with a good wrist shot opportunity, gets a puck off Ekholm, and the Canucks finally find the board. Pettersson finds a board on the power play, and the Canucks tie the game 1-1. And at this point, the Canucks had scored on 4 straight power plays against the Nashville Predators going back to last game. And right after this power play goal, Adam Gaudette takes a high stick from Granlund, and the Canucks are back on the power play. Cycling started out pretty good. You know what? Miller fails to make kind of that short pass, and it really takes away the momentum. Little things like this, today it really was an exception. I don't expect Vancouver to have this power play for the next couple games or forever. This is a very rare occasion for the Canucks to have this consistent of a power play. But in the past 5, 7, 8 games, I really noticed that one of the biggest issues with the Canucks power play is they mess up on the little things. It's not the big things. They start the cycle, they start to gain momentum, and they just miss a simple pass. The puck gets cleared, and all of a sudden their momentum's gone. However, the second unit jumps on the ice, Levo with some great board battling, Edler gets a shot through, and Grajovic scores his first goal this season. And now the Canucks have scored 5 straight power play goals on the Nashville Predators. The Predators start the second period on the power play, tandem with some great defensive plays, and the Canucks kill yet another penalty. And then early on into the second period, the Pettersson line got trapped on the ice, and the Matt Duchene line with some great pressure. However, again, the story of this game, other than the power play, I guess, Markstrom was just some fantastic saves. They iced the puck, but fortunately, the Canucks are able to keep this game to 2-1. And then a pretty interesting play after this, the Canucks with a 3-on-1 opportunity. Tim Schaller with a shot. He drives the net. The puck isn't fully covered by Rinne. He kind of sees it slip out of his armpit. He pushes Rinne. Rinne falls into his net, and he actually gets a roughing penalty. I believe it was a roughing penalty. Definitely a very questionable play. I don't really understand this. And then on the ensuing Predators power play, the Predators feed Janmark with a great one-timer goal, and the Predators tie the game 2-2. And then right after this, Smith slashes Pettersson stick out of his hand, and the Canucks are once again back on the power play. There was a lot of back and forth power play, momentum killing plays, and however, I guess the Canucks definitely benefited from it. The Canucks do win this faceoff, however, another misplay pass results in the Nashville Predators sending the puck all the way down the ice. You know what? Once again, they try to set up the play, they fumble the puck, and the momentum is gone off of a simple play. I mean, again, I can't really complain about this game because the power play was definitely on. And JT Miller breaks back into the zone and launches an absolute wrister. I believe it was off of Ekholm's stick once again and finds the top right corner. So at this point, the Canucks are 3 for 3 on the power play this night and have now scored 6 straight power play goals on the Nashville Predators, which is just pretty crazy. Because the Canucks power play has definitely been pretty frustrating. Either they just score in absolute bunches like tonight, which caused them to win the game, or they just can't find anything. And so the Canucks power play numbers are definitely pretty skewed. I know they're still alright. They've definitely been trending downwards, especially in their recent couple games. But the numbers are pretty skewed because, again, the Canucks either just dominate or they're just nowhere to be seen. And then soon after this play, once again, Dante Fabro slashes JT Miller, and the Canucks are once again back on the power play. However, this power play wasn't successful, so the Canucks scored in 6 straight power plays, and unfortunately, the streak ends at 7. Quinn Hughes also did get injured on this play, however, he did remain in the game, and in fact, the next shift, Hughes absolutely just burned everyone and almost got a wraparound goal on Pekka Rinne, but Rinne has been in the league a bit too long to allow a guy like Quinn Hughes to pull off a wraparound goal like that, though. Later on to the second, Tyler Myers punches Forsberg. Forsberg turns on the theatrics and takes a pretty big diving play, in my opinion. I mean, it looks pretty bad in the replay, but it was a very soft fall from Myers. However, the Canucks do a great job boxing it out and have another successful kill. I would have been pretty set. Forsberg actually had a pretty good opportunity to score, and if he did score, just salt in the wounds. Josh Levo and Dante Fabro in this game had some really good old-time hockey. They're playing with some grit, pushing each other in the corners. No penalties on lots of the plays, but you love to see it. Josh Levo is a very strong guy, and he was really throwing his body down tonight. And shortly after this, Victor Arvidsson slashes Bennett in the face, and the Canucks are once again back on the power play. And the power play starts with some really good puck possession, and after re-breaking the zone, the Canucks have some fantastic offensive zone pressure and passing. Hughes with a great opportunity gets it to Boeser. Boeser gets a shot, and the Canucks are now at 4-2. And right after the Canucks make it 4-2, about 10 seconds after, the Canucks are once again back on the power play. The Nashville Predators this game were just really undisciplined, which really led to the Canucks winning. And about 10 seconds into their 6th power play, some fantastic cycling, Pettersson with the 1T, Horvat with the traffic in front of the net, and it squeaks all the way through to the back of the net. Hughes also got 3 points tonight, so now that puts him with 17 points in 22 games. And Pettersson also got 3 points, which leaves him with 28 points in 23 games. However, the third period was definitely just not the same story whatsoever. The Nashville Predators came in really hot, had some fantastic pressure. They did end up getting a goal. Janmark ended up scoring a second goal of the game, which did bring a lot of energy back into the Predators lineup. However, again, Markstrom just shut the door. He kept it to 5-3. Tanner Pearson with the empty net goal, and the Canucks win the game 6-3. But I will say, again, the Nashville Predators just had relentless pressure in the third period. In fact, they ended up, I think, doubling the Vancouver shots with around 50 I forget the exact total. I think it was 50 shots to around 25. So just complete dominance from the Predators in the third period. But Markstrom shuts the door. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think about this game? I love seeing the power play firing like that. You know, we have so much potential, and I've been screaming it all year that our power play is just so good. You know, we have all the pieces. We have a dynamic puck-moving quarterback. We have a left shot in Pettersson on the right side. We have a right shot on the left side with Boeser, and then we have a guy like Boeser and JT Miller who can work it down deep, win those puck battles. And so, you know, a game like this gives you a lot more confidence in the Canucks lineup, and hopefully, you know, after having this momentum, the Canucks can go in, win a couple more games, perhaps in Philadelphia, and we can see some more, I guess, upward momentum from Vancouver, who have really just been on a terrible streak. You know, the month of November is just a horrible month for Vancouver, just in general, just because of this really bad road trip. So hopefully, this Canucks win brings some momentum, and the Canucks win some more games. What do you guys think, though? Definitely let me know down below. See you guys later.